So today I'm going to be working on doing a little bit of gutter work. I'm kind of new to this. The other day I added this gutter here and this system here that gets the water out of this area, and I have another gutter to put up today. I've been doing some remodeling to this church breezeway, put a peaked roof on. It used to have a flat roof, did some brickwork up there. In here, added a window. They had an old air conditioning unit up in there. They wanted to be able to see into this breezeway area. Did some cement work. They had some rough cement right here. Added some cement, smoothed that out so they could get a wheelchair up in here easily. Added a little ramp there. They had a big chunk out of the cement, inch lip there. So I got rid of that and put a little ramp there. Replaced the OSB on the outside here because they had a lot of water damage. Replaced the bottom board there that was rotted out. There's the inside of the peaked roof. You can see through there. Added these doors. But today we're adding one more section of gutter right there. And it's gonna go behind this section here, this, what do they call that? Bird box maybe. So we don't have much space there. Hopefully we can slip a 5-inch gutter up in there. It's gonna be a little tough, but we're gonna have to figure it out. A little bit of gutter work I've did, it's kind of fun actually. It's a little bit like crafting. Sometimes you gotta be a little creative and it's just fun. It's not hard work. It's just a little measuring, a little cutting. This is the old gutter that was running down here. We got to decide if we're gonna do a similar thing where we bring the water out more in the middle, or see if we have enough room to bring it out along the side. They have this large 6-inch gutter up there that has an outlet up on top of that peaked roof area. So I ran a spout that comes down and feeds into this top here and then runs on down and out there. All right, I'm gonna see what the maximum width is here. So yeah, I need about 5.5 inches to fit that in there. Oh boy, we only have 5 inches. Not good. It's almost 5 1/4 at the top, so we might be able to squeeze it in. Or we could just bring the gutter over to here and let that little, about a foot and a half section just drain on its own. Well, let's look at a measurement to see what it would be if we put it all the way in here. 71 inches. So we'll start out cutting a 71 incher and then try to fit it in here and see if it's gonna work at all or not. Yeah, that's almost exactly 5 1/4. So we might be able to squeeze it in there. Man, it's gonna be close. So I'm gonna leave this end alone, measure over 71 inches. These gutters are kind of fragile, especially without having anything attached, like these brackets that go inside of them or anything, so you kind of gotta be careful. So I'm gonna mark all 3 sides. Make sure I get a square cut. I like to use this angle grinder with a real thin cutoff blade. It leaves a burr, but it really doesn't matter that much. It makes a nice straight cut. These are the end pieces, and they will get glued on here once we like what we have. So we're just gonna dry fit it to see how it fits up in there, see if it's even gonna be possible. Here we go. So with no brackets, it just slides up in there. I mean, oh my word. Just barely gonna make it. I think we can do it though. Now the next question is, do we put the downspout over here somewhere or at the end? I'm gonna go get a spout to try. I did not plan that spacing. That is just the way it worked out. Thank goodness. Okay, this is what we got. So we can carefully put this in. Oh shoot, it even has to go in at the top. We're so close. Oh, I just lost the end. It's kind of a challenge. Okay, I got it in here once, so gotta be possible. I just don't remember which method I used to get it in. Oh, right there. So it does fit, but just barely. So we're just trying to figure out where we want to put the downspout outlet, because you want it at one end so you can put some slope in your gutter so that it runs to that end and then runs out. If it's in the middle, you obviously can't slope a short piece like this that's one piece to the middle, so water gets stuck at the ends. We'd like to go at the end, close to the end, but our soffit is so narrow. So my issue is I can bring this sweep down, but then do I have enough room to put another sweep here? Boy, it's gonna be close. I think we can do it though. We can maybe manually bend some of these, or it's just gonna be sweep to sweep. And then if we run on the inside of these ribs, I think it will work. We're not gonna put our piece all the way to the end because we wanna get on both sides of this sweep to hook it to our outlet. So we're gonna stay in maybe about 6 inches and put our outlet. But other than that, I think we can make this work. I don't think I have enough sweeps though for this today, but we'll get the outlet in, get the gutter mounted, get it glued together, and have it ready to just finish up on a different day. But at least we'll have a gutter up here. I'm actually really happy at how well it came out, because I haven't put it on a lot of roofs, from like rebuilt the whole roof and framing. And this was actually connected. That's why it's a mess up there. They had a flat roof that was all the way up there, and it came all the way over to that soffit and just collected water. That's what that whole tar line is where the flat roof. They tried to have the rubber roof sealed to the brick, and it wasn't working very good, and it was just catching water right there, and they had it attached over there underneath that gutter, and it was not working very well. So this is the new roof here. So yeah, this all just worked out by providence, because I did not think about like how much space I'd need there, and I definitely didn't want to come any smaller on the soffit. I mean, that's like a 5 or 6 inch soffit. So thankfully things are working out. Somebody's looking out for me. Once again, the hole saws to the rescue. We'll be using that here in a second. So I bought these rectangular shaped outlets. I really like the fact that they're the same shape as the downspout, so it connects really easy, but it's a little bit more challenging than just like a round hole where you could just drill a hole through the gutter. You gotta work with that shape, trying to get that into the bottom of your gutter. So what I do is I lay it where I want it, make sure it fits in within the walls there so you can get your screws in, because you want to glue it and screw it. So I'm going to come in about, I don't know, I said 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches, and I'm going to draw a shape from the very top of that outlet so I get the widest shape. It's actually going to need to be bigger than that, but at least gives me a ballpark place to start. One of these days I need to make like a jig up of the exact size so I can just trace it. But for today, we're just going to wing it. So I got the basic shape in there, and then I just take this hole saw that I think is the right radius. And when I cut this, I'm going to cut these holes slightly outside of the lines, because it needs to be a little bit bigger than how I drew it to make the outlet fit in there. So I'm going to drill it a little bit big and then cut in between those holes. I'm not pushing super hard, because when it goes through, I don't want to tear anything up. All right, as you can see, I purposely drilled outside of the line so that the square I end up with at the end should be a little bit bigger, and it should fit that. 2 by 3 inch outlet. I bought this hole saw kit off of Amazon, and it did a pretty good job. It wasn't very expensive. Used it multiple times on different projects. Now I use this 4-inch grinder to cut the rest of it out, because it doesn't grab like a hacksaw or jigsaw. All right, all we're going for is that this fits nice, and first time. That doesn't happen every time. So that should fit real nice in there. Yeah, I got a little resistance, but not much. It's holding it up maybe, I don't know, less than a 1/4 inch, like 1/8 inch. And when I push it down, I can get it flush. I'm gonna see if I can just grind a little bit more out. Maybe it's hard to tell sometimes what's holding it up. I think it's the ends, which makes sense because that's not even with the outside of that circle. This doesn't have to be perfect at all, but the closer the better. Yep, that definitely helped. So we're just gonna try to get these burrs off of here a little bit so we get a real good seal when we put our outlet in and glue it. If you need to use a file, you could. Love it. All right, we're gonna start with the ends, gluing them on first. So you can glue and rivet, you can glue and screw, or you can just glue. What I did on the last one was I glued it, and then I actually used duct tape to hold it till it dried. I think I did put a screw right here and a screw in the back just to hold it on the top. Duct tape works too. It holds it there in place till it dries, and you can come back later and take it off. So what you got to do is you got to fill these grooves pretty full with this sealer so that it can mush out everywhere once you put it together. I'm gonna get my screws ready and everything. Have everything ready to go because this stuff is kind of messy. So I have this rag here too. Okay, so now we're gonna fill these grooves. Don't be afraid. So there's a right and a left too. Make sure you already know where they're gonna go. I already knew mine was on this end. Just line it up, shove it on. Wipe it off your hands because it don't come off. Now I'm going to hold it on there and put a couple screws in it up high because we don't want to put holes in it where it can leak if our sealer doesn't stay true. So I'm just gonna put one right up here. I really just use this duct tape until I get it installed because that's when most of the knocking it loose happens. So there, now that's in place so it can dry good. I want to do the other end real quick. So same thing here. Fill your grooves with sealer. Okay. Try to line it up. If you get extra, you can just put it on the inside because we're going to be sealing that up anyway. Put our couple screws in here, hold it in place. Put our duct tape on the bottom, hold that in tight. And now we're just going to clean up any of our sealer that squished way out and put it on the inside. And now we just take our sealer and actually seal the inside. And now we're just going to put sealer around this to install the outlet here. Okay, besides getting it everywhere on me, I'm sure you get better at handling this over time. This isn't like latex paint or anything that you can just easily wash off. It's water resistant. So now we can lay this outlet in the hole. And all that sealer should squeeze out. And now we're going to take our driver and put screws in to hold it in place. And I like to go in from the top so that the heads are on top where the water's running instead of the threads catching all the leaf debris. I'm going to get a longer extension. And I put a screw in every hole. Just snug them. Clean your bits so they don't have that stuff all over them and you can't get new screws in, especially down in there. And then I just take and rub that sealer over top of the bolt heads because having a big ridge of sealer doesn't really help the water flow anyway. Something like that. So most people will say these gutter hangers need to be 16 inches on center. Just as a rule of thumb, I'm going to use 5 hangers. This one here is going to be fairly close to the end. You want to get these on before you put your gutter up there because it makes it hard to get it on when it's right up next to the drip edge. We're going to go fairly close to both ends, and then we're going to put one in the middle of those. So let's say I got those right there at 61 inches, so we're going to put one at 30 inches. This is going to be challenging though, because as I'm putting these in, I can see that this pushing that gutter out wider, which is going to make it the challenge. So the more of these you have in, the sturdier your gutter will be, but there comes a point when it's probably a little overkill. So there we go. We have 5 hangers in place. Now we're ready to go up there and put it in. So we want to get our driver size ready to go. And I'm going to get a level to make sure we have slope down to this end. Wish me luck. So I lost the bracket already. Okay, just thought of one thing I'm gonna have to get. There's enough friction, I think it'll hold there till I grab it. I'm gonna have to get my right angle driver attachment to even get the screws in. This, guys, this is the lifesaver here. Yeah, this thing here will hopefully help me get on those screws. We're gonna attach this end on the left here and then work on getting all that squared away because it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, so we're gonna attach this one on the high end and then worry about the other end. I want to leave it a little loose down here until I get everything situated here in case I need to move it up and down. And just so you guys know, this is a 2x8 underneath here, so I'm not worried about hitting a rafter to hold this on. That 2x8 will be plenty strong to hold this. This is really tight right here where this frame is underneath there, so I brought it out just a little bit. Oh no, I think I can slide it in there. So everything is pretty good. I think my slope is good. Yep, I got some slope. So I'm just gonna try to get in there and get those screws tightened, and then we should be good. And I have to adjust my ladder. I think I'll go up on the other side. Now we just need to figure out if we can get on these. I won't even have to put a bit in here. I can just put it on my impact driver and sneak in here and tighten these up. One down, one more to go. Okay. I can't believe we pulled that off. Let's finish these easy ones now. If you pull them too tight, it kind of bends those ears out. We don't want that. We just want snug. Something like that. I gotta get bringing that head back up where it's supposed to be. I don't know why it wants to be down. Just check our slope one more time. Yes, we have a little slope, not much, but that's okay because we have about a 5-inch area down there that we want to also drain, so we don't want a whole big pocket down there. So that looks good. Very happy with that. And we even got a little room right there. That's what it looks like from down here. I still should have room to get on both sides of that and attach my downspout to it. And then I'll come in later and get that duct tape off once it sets up. Oh yeah, one more thing. Definitely want to have one of these screens in here. The kids that play in this little playground next to this likes to throw balls and see if they can get them stuck in the gutter. So we don't want one of those plugging this up. There we go. Problem averted. Here's the system I put in the other day that runs out there, drains out there instead of collecting all right here and ruining the door and the siding. Did that brickwork there? Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I just wanted to put that little section in today and thought I'd just show you how that went in case you run into any challenges like that if you're doing some gutter work. I haven't did a lot of gutter work, but it seems fairly easy. And you definitely can save yourself a lot of money doing it yourself and still come out with a good job that keeps the water away from your foundation and your house. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.